Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, let's talk about one of the most interesting, dramatic sometimes, and many times a challenging relationship, that is the relationship between a mother in law and the daughter in law. I have heard firsthand many stories and many incidents of women who are living in a very stressful homes and where there is no peace because of this tension and stress that comes from dealing with the in-laws. And particularly today I want to talk about the relationship between a mother-in-law and a daughter-in-law. As Christ followers and as women of faith, it is very critical and it is mandatory, I should say, that we maintain a home that is peaceful, because Bible talks about in many places having a home that is peaceful, and that includes having a peaceful relationship with our in-laws. So before going further and talking about the other things, the first thing that both sides, the mother and the daughter-in-law, has to understand is that before anything else, any other relation in this world, we are sisters in Christ. She is made in the same image of God that you are made of, and she is loved equally by that God who loves you. So starting with the knowledge that you are sisters in Christ will make a great difference in building this relationship. I have always seen this relationship as a relationship of balance, where both the sides have to give their equal effort to build it together, because there is always this tug of war that goes in this relationship. One side is the mother-in-law and the other side is the daughter-in-law, and usually this tug of war, this push and pull, happens at home when a new person comes in a family as a daughter-in-law, and now there is a tension because there will be the question, now who is the in charge, who will have more control over the son, who will have more control over the finances and some other areas of the family. So first, let me address the daughter-in-laws. Firstly, I would like to remind you that as you enter into this new relationship of marriage, if you are coming with the belief and intention that now you are coming to this home and you are going to change everything has to go according to you, it's like saying, oh mama, you have to step aside because I am here. And that is a wrong attitude to come with, because the thing to consider here is that you need to remember that this mother has raised this man whom you have married and whom you happily call your husband now with a lot of pain and sacrifices. So asking her that, coming into a family and thinking that you are going to take over, going to do everything your way, then will definitely bring a strain in a family and this relationship. Secondly, you have to realize that it's not only you who is coming to this family with a lot of anxiety, nervousness, and uncertainties, but you have to understand that even the other side, the mother, is also very anxious and nervous and in many ways worried for this new woman who is going to come and then going to affect the life of her son, and the whole family is never going to be the same again. If I give you the example, my youngest brother is not married yet, so we often talk, mother and daughter talk. I wonder what kind of daughter-in-law will come. And then I say, I don't know, mommy, I'm really worried for you, because my mother is like a little bit of a strict person, and she's disciplined, and she also has her say in things. So I said, I don't know, how will you both adjust, when the brother will come with his new wife. So so the anxiety is not only from your side as a daughter-in-law who is going to a new place, but it's also from the side of the mother-in-law and the in-laws, who are also worried and concerned. It's not only your side of the sacrifice or your side of the adjustment that you have to do, it's they also who are going to adjust with you. So if you go with that mindset, I think things will be easier and lighter for you. Thirdly, remember that this is your home now and this is your family now. I have seen many women, when there is any problem in her husband's home, what they do is they will leave everything, they will go back to their parents' house, or she will talk with her mom about the things that are going wrong in the family or the problems that she's having with in-laws. And if her mother is not a wise Bible reading mother, then definitely I don't think there will be a good advice that will be given to the daughter. You have to realize that now this is your family. So every time there's a problem, don't run to your parents' house and then Now your mother's house has to come to the second place. Your husband's house, your husband's family is your first family, right? Although you are not born there, now they are yours. So until and unless you accept this fact that now this is mine, this family is mine, you will not be able to connect with the people, you will not be able to adjust with the people. So you need to understand that your birth home is secondary and now this is your first home. Fourth thing that I would like to say to daughter-in-laws is that keep your boundaries, have boundaries in your family. Of course you need to have in your life, but also in your relationship, particularly with your in-laws, you need to have boundaries. Because usually what we think is boundaries is like it's a negative word. When you have a boundary, that means you are restricting somebody to enter there, but it's not only for the restriction, but it is also for protection. Boundaries are important in all relationships, like husband and wife, with children, and with in-laws as well. So you need to have your boundaries, and also you should not be a doormat, because sometimes it's like there are overpowering, over strict and over bossy mother-in-laws and in-laws who will step on you, and then who will ill-treat you because you are not having that boundary in your family and in your relationship. Like if there are things that you think is not going well in the family, in the relationship, or there are things that you do not agree with, and you think that, oh, my standard is this, I want them to adjust with me, or I want them to come along with me. So you can, in kindness, in honesty, and with love, make those things understand to your in-laws, and make it very clear that you are not going to be easy on it, and those are not negotiables. One example from our own family, few months back, me and my husband, we decided that when usually what used to happen is that whenever my mother-in-law will visit us, my children will just run to her and ask the phone, and then they will not even talk to her, they will not ask how is she, they will just take the phone and they will be in the corner watching phone. So and this was happening like every time she will be around. So first we talked with our children that you are expected not to go to your grandma and take phone or eatables, ask money, and then just run away. You need to ask how is she, you need to sit with her and talk with her. And we made that clear to our children. Then we also told our mother-in-law that you have to stop giving the phone to them because they are not caring for you, and that was becoming a habit. She understood, and then she agreed, and she's happier actually. And when she agreed with us, that shows that she's honoring our boundary, she's respecting what we are deciding for our family, and that is so important. So there are strife, there are this tension that develops because both the sides, the boundaries are loose. And then when the side of the mother-in-law, she doesn't have a boundary, and I as a your daughter-in-law, if I do not have the boundary, and if those boundaries are not clear, you don't know what is expected from you or what is expected from her, then there will be problem. But if those are clear, but do that in kindness, I would request you that do not be rude, be honest, show your sincere honesty that it is good for your family and for them as well. So if there are things like that, try to solve it with love and kindness. And one last thing that I would like to tell daughter-in-laws is that do not take advantage. What do I mean by that? See, I am so blessed to have such a good, godly, prayerful, kind and loving mother-in-law. I pray and hope that any daughter-in-law in the world will get a mother-in-law like mine. I know few who have, but I know many who do not have that. So if you are blessed with such kind of lady and such kind of wise and elderly woman in your life as your mother-in-law, you are so blessed and you should be thankful. It is very easy for me to manipulate my mother-in-law if I wish to or if I want to, because she's kind and she understands, and then she is willing to do anything for the good of my family, so I can easily manipulate. But that should not be so. If you are blessed with that kind of in-laws in your family, not only mother-in-law but other in-laws in your family, then make sure that you do not take the advantage. Don't boss over them. It is a treasure to have a supportive in-laws in your family. I'm so blessed not only with my mother-in-law, who is so good, but also with my in-laws who really love me, who really care for me and understand me in so many ways. Not saying that we have a perfect family, no, we are not. I really thank God that my in-laws really care, and then they genuinely love me. Part of the reason maybe because my husband is the youngest in his family, so everybody loves the youngest one. So being the wife of the youngest son gives me some privileges. So I guess because of that I receive all the love that I receive. But I'm really thankful. So we had some rough time in 10 years of marriage, and there was a time we really struggled in so many ways, and we were having hard time together. There were so many misunderstandings that were happening. So at that time, I really, really appreciate and I thank God that how my in-laws came together, and not to divide or separate us, or not to, blame me or my husband, but in a way that they supported both of us. My in-laws, they were praying for us, and one of my sister-in-law and brother-in-laws, they let us know that, although I did not talk that time personally with them, but they texted me, and then they told me that, we are praying and fasting for both of you, and then we wish you well, and we want you to do well. So just to hear that from my in-laws, it made such a big difference, and it made me feel like so valued and loved, and then that they want us to do this life well, and they wanted us to be together. And then because I don't know if that time if they blamed me or talked bad about me or anything, but all I knew was that they were praying and they were in our support. So that's what a family should be. So if you are blessed with that kind of family, please treasure that, and then be thankful to God, and stay kind, stay polite, stay loving towards them, and do not manipulate that, and do not take advantage of that. In Proverbs 14 verse 1, which is my favorite verse, it says, wise woman builds her home, but the foolish one destroys it with her own hands. So this is my encouragement to all the young sisters out there who are daughter-in-laws. Let's be wise women to do this life well. Let's be wise, and let's build our homes and not become the destroyer of our families, the relationship that God has put in our life. Let's build each other. Let's build our family. Let's be wise young women who will, together with the older generation, will work to build life well in Christ.